Greetings, love and peace. I have a letter from a Moorish sultan from 1837 where he sends a letter to a Christian, which is interesting because he had his own brother put in the mercy of this Christian in his decision. So we'll go over the letter. Again, 1837, Emperor of Morocco. The following letter was addressed by the present Sultan of Morocco to a late French consul near his court. It is curious as a specimen of the official style of the Moorish chancery. The consul had been insulted by a Moor and had demanded of the Sultan the punishment of the individual, and this individual happened to be a Moor. His reply admits the propriety of the demand and referring to the high obligation of hospitality, the distinguishing virtue, he promises redress to the sacred character of the consul as his guest. The letter is also curious as exhibiting the views entertained by Mohammedans of the principles and duties of Christianity. And he's bringing this up because he's about to put his own brother under the mercy of the Christian, whether to punish him or to give him pardon. And remember, a Christian turns the other cheek or forgives their brother or sister. So he's about to put this to the test. Peace be to him who follow the right way. You are our guest, under our protection, and the consul of the great nation, the Sultan speaking of a nation, residing in our country. I thus wish for you sublime honors and the greatest consideration. You will understand from this that I regard as intolerable what has happened to you, had it been even by the hand of my own son, although no obstacle can be presented to the decrees of divine providence. It cannot be agreeable to me that such a thing should happen to the humblest individual or even to animals, and we will certainly inflict justice if God please, which we know he said Allah please. You Christians have pious hearts and patient under injuries, like to the prophet Jesus, letting them know he's a prophet, not the Son of God, the Son of Mary, whom may Allah glorify. He commands you in the book which he brought you in the name of Allah, that if a man strike you on one cheek, you should turn to him the other. There we go. Jesus himself, may he ever be blessed of Allah, did not defend himself when the Jews sought to kill him, for Allah took him to himself. In our book it is said, by the mouth of our prophet, there shall no people be found who is in charity approach nearer to the true believers than those who say we are Christians. This is most true, for among them are found priests and holy men, and we know what that is about today. Funeral chants, for among them are found priests and holy men who certainly do not exalt themselves in pride, but now they do. Our prophet also said that crime is not to be imputed to three sorts of persons: to the insane until his reason return, to infants, and to a person in sleep. You hear that? To a person in sleep. The man who insulted you is insane and has no sense. Nevertheless, we have determined to punish him. If, however, you will pardon him, you will do an act worthy of a magnanimous man. You see, putting that Christianity to the test. Most people will say, nah, take his head, and you will be rewarded by the most merciful. But his punishment remains in your hands if you will insist upon it, that no one in my empire, I repeat, empire, may fear injustice, as there is no one with the help of God, quote unquote. So I couldn't find any more letters to find the conclusion of this story. Did he pardon him and have mercy on him? What I think is he went ahead and had him punished. But the Sultan is still showing a lesson. If you're saying you're Christian or you're governing yourself in this way, then we'll see if you really are. And most of the time they're not, as you can tell. The Sultan specifically spoke about a nation and an empire, and he reminded them that they're in his empire. And that's why in this story the French was called a consulate, because they're in foreign land. They're in the Moorish Empire. Only foreigners can be consulate. The Moorish Sultan is said to take the ground that as Caliph of Islam, he has jurisdiction over all Mohammedans in Morocco, no matter of what country they may be citizens. I leave you in love and peace. Divine honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali in the Moorish divine and national movement of the world.